Are they clapping? Oh, you're just no intro, no nothing, Dax.
Yeah, fuck it.
We're live. We're just live.
Look, they got their flags. Ukrainian flags are flying. High and proud.
This is weird with no intro. Why'd you do it that way?
Because I thought Joe Byron was entering the chamber.
Yeah, we thought Joe Byron was entering. Hi guys.
Hi,
Welcome to Freedom Fam.
Did you see the Ukrainian flag flying? So
this is not the same. I'm playing the intro. I can't even vibe out without the intro. I'm sorry. Everyone has to watch the intro now. We're watching it. Ready?
Yeah.
No? Do you want to do it? See, it just feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah. I do have it muted for now just because, like.
Oh, my God. Cantella and Cantus.
Keep it muted.
Hey, it's the skeleton.
What is she so happy about?
Oh, God.
Is he gonna fall? Is he gonna fall? Hold on.
Who is that?
Well, this is Jill.
Oh.
Dr. Jill.
It's the doctor!
This is with her.
Ooh. And she turned those curtains right into a dress.
Oh, I love it.
That's resourceful. It's still got the hook.
I'm hugging everyone so close.
What kind of bag is she wearing?
You just dropped the mandate.
Yeah, they're raw. Is that Daryl from The Office?
Is there sound to this?
Yeah, do you want me to play
I
it?
have it muted right now.
I just have it muted because all they're doing is just bringing in guests and
yeah.
they're doing what
look at
Kamala
Nancy
Harris.
with her gavel.
They're doing what Kamala Harris does best, and they're all sucking on each other.
I gotta see what this putana has to say.
Wait. Is it time?
Madam Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
Oh, here comes the cabinet.
The President's Cabinet. Go with this, though.
Dude, I love, like, this shit gets me going.
I don't think I've watched one from the very, very beginning before.
Oh, it's so awesome. All the traditional shit that
this?
goes in on it. It's awesome.
It says,
What is that?
And that's
the
Belkin.
President's Cabinet.
That's Belkin. Oh, there's our Secretary of Defense. I'm surprised he doesn't have a mask, 2 masks, and a face shield. Being our Secretary of Defense. That's Belkin right there to the left.
All that COVID.
Wow, that's perfect.
Oh, there's the old
the
Attorney
hugging.
General right there. The old Supreme
COVID's
Court
over.
nominee that we done rejected.
COVID's over.
Merrick
What
Garland.
the fuck?
Huh?
COVID's completely done.
Who?
They're like hugging.
Yeah.
Is this normal?
Yeah. This part is normal. So like all the people at the end of the aisles where they come down to, those are like your special privileged people. And I'm being for real. Like that's how it works.
Why
That's
is
why
everybody
you see
wearing?
like Sheila Jackson. She's right there in that gold scarf right there. toward the
They're all
bottom.
wearing Ukraine colors.
That's her, Sheila Jackson from Houston. She's a cunt.
Yes.
God, I can't stand her.
There's the one fucking.
They're like
beta
kissing.
Yeah, that's what they do. It's normal.
It's not normal when you guys have kept us locked down in our homes for like.
COVID, schmovid.
They all had to have COVID tests to get in, apparently.
Supposedly. That's just what they're telling
Why
me.
do we still believe- Guys, let's not believe that.
When church sermon is over. Yeah, this is like tradition though. There's all your Supreme Court down at the bottom. I like this. This is my stuff right here.
This is like Texas Jam. He's got an insurrection.
Oh, I do. It's fucking huge. Oh, look. Did you see him, Kavanaugh?
I didn't see Kavanaugh.
Hey, that's Janet Yellen right there. She's a bitch too.
Okay, I don't know who told that lady to wear the bow dress, but it's gotta go.
Did you see the shoes? Did you see the big white chunky? Oh, we got a mask.
Are we dressing in African?
Somebody's still scared of COVID.
Oh my! It's the Virgo signaling for me.
Facts.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah, there's the Supreme Court. There's old Justice Roberts. I think he was on
there's
Epstein
Amy.
Island.
Yeah,
There's
there's
Amy
one from
Coney
Epstein
Barrett.
Island.
That's Bayer right there to the right. Hey, look, there's Pete. Where's his baby? Isn't he supposed to breastfeed?
He's probably, you know what? He probably breastfed. He put it all into bottles before.
Oh, he pumped?
Yeah, he pumped before he went.
Okay.
He's probably
to milk the babies.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's got.
Someone's happy.
So here soon, the sergeant of arms should come in and announce the president. Hopefully,
The Michigan
this party started.
Michigan State colors.
Okay,
for
so he's a
sure.
military guy. So those are your
Tell me you're kidding. You're
your
not.
Joint Chiefs of
No,
Staff.
he's not. No, he's not. If he does, I'll die.
Your military people are your Joint Chiefs of Staff for the military. Pete Buttplug, that's right.
So we have a challenge. Anytime he mentions 45 or the
Ted Cruz!
Patriots-
Slap the shit out of Lindsey Graham, will you?
Dude, my blood pressure is through the roof right now. I'm like,
Is it weird that I want to go to one of these? I kind of want to go to one.
Well, you got to be like very highly distinguished person.
all these people are so fake, bro. I can't do it.
Oh, it all is fake. And it's funny because if you watch during this thing, like the Supreme Court justices is the funniest thing to watch because they legitimately, no matter what president it is, they can't say anything.
Oh, really?
So just for everybody knows too. So what is
Texas,
it called?
the expert in State of the Union.
Yeah. So they have a what do they call that? The VA secretary is the what do they call that again?
I got to take my babies to school in the morning.
Yeah, so the VA secretary is a designated survivor. So he's the only cabinet member that is in a bunker in an undisclosed location. So if they get bombed right now, he becomes president.
I want that job. I want to get invited to the State of the Union and be designated.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
No.
I was gonna say, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yeah, so it's the VA secretary today. So if this gets bombed while we're watching, then he becomes our president.
Yay.
Fun facts with
That's
that.
Millie. There's old Millie.
What up,
He
Mel?
plotted against the president of the United States, but there he is. He
Oh,
said he would tip off China.
just
bastards.
knowing. How many people?
Hey, there's
That are
Schiff.
there.
That's Adam Schiff. Dumb fuck.
How many cases of treason do you think are in one room?
All of them. I don't care who it is. It's all of them.
On both sides of the room.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. All of
Party!
them.
No, they're
where's
just
Millie's
so
makeup?
happy to be together.
I don't know where Millie's
Oh
makeup
God,
is.
her laugh. Oh, you can hear it. Can you hear it?
I wonder if she's gonna rip up the speech again.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
It'd be
You don't
funny.
think she'll rip up Joe Byron's speech?
No. It looks like a big Ukrainian flag, and then there's people in Handmaid's Tale.
Isn't it? Hey, now let this sink in for just a moment. Do you realize now that you have more Democrats flying a Ukrainian flag than they will fly the American flag?
Yes.
Yeah, there's that. I'm not seeing very many American flags in there.
Madam
Here
Speaker,
he goes.
the President of the United States.
Now watch, everybody's gonna suck on his dick as he walks down.
Balls.
Does he look confused? Is he confused? Who's this crotchety chick in front of him?
Oh,
Who
Sit the fuck down, bro.
Oh, you got to go.
Where's
Get
this
out.
Chinese spy?
Get out. What is around his neck? What is around his neck? I think he's got an actual Ukrainian flag around his neck.
Oh, that's right. They changed the sergeant of arms this year. It's usually a white guy. It was.
Who is that lady and why does she look so Scotch? 3 if he does a good job doing this. He didn't even want to shake his hand. He's like, I'm good.
That's the guy retiring. Kragan, she's an idiot. Oh, there's Millie. Millie, I'm going to tip off China. He didn't spend time with Hot Wheels too much.
He didn't, did he? God, I hate them all. Oh, I hate them all.
He forgot to shake hands. He's supposed to shake hands and acknowledge
Biggest
the women
round of
behind him.
applause he's ever gotten while
Find it!
helping
Oh, there
his
he
own
goes. He's going to
people.
give us a copy of the speeches here.
Oh, which one is it?
He doesn't know which one to give, though.
Did he just say don't rip it up?
Is that what he
Can we
said?
put-
He said something and laughed, and maybe not.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
It's empty. It's usually full. Yeah, look. It's empty in there.
Even up top.
Rebel, I
That's
do
what
have to
was
poop.
hitting on. He
I'm glad
does
you
look-
noticed that. I looked that I had to poop. Okay, shh.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Oh, she's the telegrapher lady. She's gonna transcribe the whole thing.
She's creepy as fuck. That's
Thank
all
you
I
all very,
know.
very much.
Yeah.
That's how she went.
Thank you. Please. Thank you so much. Madam Speaker, Madam Vice President, our First Lady and Second Gentleman, members of Congress and the Cabinet, Justice of the Supreme Court, my fellow Americans. Last year, COVID-19 kept us apart. This year, we're finally together again. Tonight,
Why did last year?
tonight we meet as
that
Democrats,
mean?
Republicans, Independents, but most importantly, as Americans, with the duty to one another, to America, to the American people, to the Constitution, and an unwavering resolve that freedom will always triumph over tyranny.
Look at the Supreme Court justices. They won't stand. The whole time they won't.
Six days ago, Russia's Vladimir Putin sought to shake the very foundations of the free world, thinking he could make it bend to his menacing ways. But he badly miscalculated. He thought he could roll into Ukraine and the world would roll over.
Wow.
Instead, he met with a wall of strength he never anticipated or imagined. He met the Ukrainian people. And President Zelensky, to every Ukrainian, their fearlessness, their courage, their determination literally inspires the world. Groups of citizens blocking tanks with their bodies, everyone from students to retirees to teachers, turned soldiers defending their homeland. And in this struggle, President Zelensky said in his speech to the European Parliament, "Light will win over darkness." The Ukrainian ambassador to the United States is here tonight sitting with the First Lady. Let each of us, if you're able to stand and send an unmistakable signal to the world of Ukraine. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
She's bright, she's strong, and she's resolved. Yes. We, the United States of America, stand with the Ukrainian people. Throughout our history, we've learned this lesson. When dictators do not pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos. They keep moving. And the cost, the threats to America and America to the world keeps rising.
Can't go to get a drink.
That's why the NATO alliance was created, to secure peace and stability in Europe after World War II. The United States is a member, along with 29 other nations. It matters. American diplomacy matters.
Did you get ice
American
cream?
resolve matters.
I'm going to get a
Putin's latest attack on
It's for his
Ukraine
dementia.
was premeditated and totally unprovoked. He rejected repeated
dementia.
efforts at diplomacy. He thought the West and NATO wouldn't respond. He thought he could divide us at home, in this chamber, in this nation. He thought he could divide us in Europe as well. But Putin was wrong. We are ready. We are united, and that's what we did. We stayed united. We prepared extensively and carefully. We spent months building coalitions of other freedom-loving nations in Europe and the Americas, from America to the Asian and African continents, to confront Putin. Like many of you, I spent countless hours unifying our European allies. We shared with the world in advance what we knew Putin was planning and precisely how he would try to falsify and justify his aggression. We countered Russia's lies with the truth. And now that he's acted, the free world is holding him accountable, along with 27 members of the European Union, including France, Germany, Italy, as well as countries like the United Kingdom, Canada, Japan, Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and many others. Even Switzerland are inflicting pain on Russia and supporting the people of Ukraine. Putin is now isolated from the world more than he has ever been. Together,
People don't realize that's not good. That's not good.
They don't know. I mean, oh, crap, Joe Biden talked.
Together, along with our allies, we are right now enforcing
With the
powerful
nuclear
economic sanctions. We're cutting off Russia's largest banks in the international financial system, preventing Russia's central bank from defending the Russian ruble, making Putin's $630 billion war fund worthless. We're choking Russia's access. We're choking Russia's access to technology that will sap its economic strength and weaken its military for years to come. Tonight, I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders who built billions of dollars off this violent regime, no more. The United States, I mean it.
Do Russian people not matter?
The United States Department of Justice is assembling a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of the Russian oligarchs. We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets. We're coming for your ill-begotten gains. And tonight, I'm announcing that we will join our allies in closing off American airspace to all Russian flights, further isolating Russia and adding additional squeeze on their economy. He has no idea what's
Dan's coming back with 2 ice creams and a whole bottle.
The Russian stock market has lost 40% of its value, and trading remains suspended. The Russian economy is reeling, and Putin alone is the one to blame. Together with our allies, we're providing support to the Ukrainians in their fight for freedom. Military assistance, economic assistance, humanitarian assistance. We're giving more than $1 billion of direct assistance to Ukraine, and will continue to aid the Ukrainian people as they defend their country and help ease their suffering.
Even she doesn't seem happy about it.
Does he mean canceling Russian flights or closing off Russian
Let me be
airspace?
clear.
No, so no flights from Russia will come here.
Okay, I misunderstood.
You have a good
And will not engage in
idea.
the conflict with Russian forces in Ukraine. Our forces are not going to Europe to fight Ukraine, but to defend our NATO allies in the event that Putin decides to keep moving west. For that purpose, we have mobilized American ground forces, air squadrons, ship deployments to protect NATO countries, including Poland, Romania, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. And as I've made crystal clear, the United States and our allies will defend every inch of territory that is NATO territory with the full force of our collective power. Every single inch.
They're not in NATO.
Those are Republicans.
Everybody loves war. Every elected
At least
official.
on the right, they got shot by a
Ukrainians are
Democrat.
fighting back with pure courage. But the next few days, weeks, and months will be hard on them. Putin has unleashed violence and chaos. But while he may make gains on the battlefield, he'll pay a continuing high price over the long run. And a pound of Ukrainian people, proud, proud people, pound for pound, ready to fight with every inch of energy they have. They've known 30 years of independence, have repeatedly shown that they will not tolerate anyone who tries to take their country backwards. To all Americans, I'll be honest with you, as I always promised I would be. A Russian dictator invading a foreign country has cost around the world. And I'm taking robust action to make sure the pain of our sanctions is targeted at Russian economy, and that we use every tool at our disposal to protect American businesses and consumers. Tonight, I can announce the United States has worked with 30 other countries to release 60 million barrels of oil from reserves around the world. America will lead that effort, releasing 30 million barrels of our own strategic petroleum reserve. And we stand ready to do more if necessary, united with our allies. These steps will help blunt gas prices here at home, but I know news about what's happening can seem alarming to all Americans. But I want you to know we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
Stop
The
fucking
history of this
whispering.
I wrote the bill.
Putin's war in Ukraine will have
You
left us
threatened
stronger.
nukes, you
The rest of the world
dumbass. It's
stronger.
going to be okay.
Well,
You got the nuke guy. It's okay.
while it should
Anytime somebody told me it was going to be okay, it wasn't okay.
Here's where the partisan shit starts.
while it shouldn't have
You can
taken-
literally see how the chamber's just divided in two.
Well, it shouldn't have taken something so terrible
What up,
for people
bitch?
around the world to see what's at stake. Now everyone sees it clearly. We see the unity among leaders of nations, a more unified Europe, a more unified West. We see unity among the people who are gathering in cities and large crowds around the world, even in Russia, to demonstrate their support for the people of Ukraine. In the battle between democracy and autocracies, democracies are rising to the moment, and the world is.
Who's gonna
clearly
tell them
choosing the
Ukraine's not
side
a
of peace and
democracy?
Security. This is the real
Who thinks
test.
America is?
It's going to take time.
Because America's not a
So let us
democracy
continue
either.
to draw inspiration from the iron will of the Ukrainian people. To our fellow Ukrainian Americans who forged the deep bond that connects our two nations, we stand with you. We stand with you. Putin may circle Kyiv with tanks, but he'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people. He'll never extinguish their love of freedom, and he will never, never weaken the resolve of the free world.
When will you not stand with Americans, though?
We meet tonight.
We're 20 minutes
America
in and
has
he's
lived
not even
through
talking about
Two
America.
of the hardest years this nation has ever faced. The
There he
pandemic
goes.
has been punishing, and so
Go,
many
go.
families are living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to keep up with the rising cost of food, gas, housing, and so much more.
What
I
are you gonna do about
understand,
it?
like many of you did. My dad had to leave his home in
Oh,
Scranton,
for
Pennsylvania
fuck's
to find
sake!
work. So like many of you, I grew up in a family when the price of food went up, it was felt throughout the family. It had an impact. That's one of the first things I did as president was fight to pass the American Rescue Plan. Because people were hurting. We needed to act, and we did.
Did he say
Two
bullshit?
pieces of legislation have done more at a critical moment in our history
I
to
think
lift us out of a crisis.
Kevin McCarthy just say
Fuel our efforts
bullshit?
to
I think
vaccinate
Kevin
the
McCarthy
nation and
just
combat COVID-19, delivered immediate economic relief to tens of millions of Americans. It helped put food on the table. Remember those long lines of cars waiting for hours just to get a box of food put in their trunk? It cut the cost of healthcare insurance. And as my dad used to say, it gave the people just a little bit of breathing room. Unlike the $2 trillion tax cut passed in the previous administration that benefited the top 1% of Americans, the American Rescue Plan.
Chuck Schumer's gonna stand you, bitch. Sit your ass down.
Get the fuck down, Chuck. Get the fuck down.
Folks, and it worked. It worked.
Nancy Pelosi looks like the dolphin that Ant posed with.
worked.
Look, she's so
It
happy.
created jobs, lots of jobs. In fact, our economy created over 6.5 million new jobs just last year. More jobs in 1 year than ever before in the history of the United States of America.
Helps when you shut down all the damn
5.7
jobs.
last year, the strongest growth rate in 40 years.
Ann will be
The
okay.
first step in bringing
Look at
fundamental
Mitch.
change
Mitch is
to
about
our
to fall
economy
asleep.
that hasn't worked for working people in this nation for too long. For the past 40 years, we were told the tax break for those at the top and benefits would trickle down and everyone would benefit. But that trickle down theory led to a weaker economic growth, lower wages, bigger deficits, and a widening gap between the top and everyone else in nearly a century. Look, Vice President Harris and I ran for office, and I realize we have fundamental disagreements on this, but ran for office with a new economic vision for America. Invest in America, educate Americans, grow the workforce,
Hates him.
grow
Look at
the
the way that
economy
she
from the
looks at
bottom
him.
up and the middle out, not from the top down.
She's like, maybe
Because
this
we
guy will
know-
die tonight so I can become president.
Because we know. Because we know when the middle class grows,
Is Nancy's
when the middle
teeth
class
always
grows,
moving,
the
or does she
way
always
up and
have
the
a
wealthy do very
fucking
well.
something stuck inside of them?
America used to have the best
She
roads,
doesn't
bridges, and
use
airports on
Fixodent.
earth.
I recommend the extra
now,
strength that I never have any
Our
sliders.
infrastructure is ranked 13th in the world.
Not sure why she's getting the
Won't be able to
sliders.
compete for the job.
can't
of the
afford it.
21st century if
She's
we
too
don't
busy
fix it.
buying roadblock
That's
stocks.
why it was so important to pass the bipartisan infrastructure law. And I thank my Republican friends to join,
Think your baby hungry?
to invest, and rebuild America. The single biggest investment in history. It was a bipartisan effort, and I want to thank the members of both parties who worked to make it happen. We're done talking about infrastructure weeks. We're now talking about an infrastructure decade. And look, it's going to transform America, to put us on a path to win the economic competition of the 21st century that we face with the rest of the world, particularly China. I told Xi Jinping, it's never been a good bet to bet against the American people. We'll create good jobs for millions of Americans, modernizing roads, airports, ports, waterways, all across America. And we'll do
At
it.
least he's awake
We'll
this
stand
time. He's
the
like, are
devastating
y'all believing
effects
this?
of
Is
climate
this
change and
real?
promote
Y'all
environmental
can't be buying
justice.
this shit.
We'll build a national network of 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations.
Oh my God!
Begin
he's
to
still on
replace
this
the
fucking-
poisonous lead pipes so every child, every American has clean water to drink at home and at school. We're going to provide affordable, high-speed internet for every American, rural, suburban, urban, and tribal communities. 4,000 projects have already been announced Many of you have announced them in your districts. And tonight, I'm announcing that this year, we will start fixing over 65,000 miles of highway and 1,500 bridges in disrepair. And folks, when we use
Still the same. They still can't drink their water. Just
to
throw
rebuild
that out.
America, we're going to do it by buying America. Buy American products.
I think that was
Support
Trump's
American
plan.
jobs.
That was Trump's plan.
The federal government spends about $600 billion a year to keep this country safe and secure. There's been a law on the books for almost a century to make sure taxpayers' dollars support American jobs and businesses. Every administration, Democrat and Republican, says they'll do it, but we're actually doing it. We'll buy America to make sure every.
Is that why we took our oil to Russia?
To the steel on
Hey,
highway
Max, are we
guardrails
energy,
is
like,
made in America
independent
from
still?
We were
beginning
energy
to end.
independent in
All of it.
2019.
All of it.
100% independent.
America first, Biden.
So we're going to go America first, where we closed the
But folks-
Keystone Pipeline and brought our oil over to Russia.
My husband said that
If
Joe
we keep
Biden
the
looks like a big
jobs
penis, and
of
that
the future,
Nancy and
we also
Camilla
need
look
a
like
level
his
playing
balls.
field with China and other
Like anal
competitors.
sex right there.
That's why it's so important to pass the Bipartisan Innovation Act sitting in Congress that will make record investments in emerging technologies and American manufacturing.
Oh, that's what he
We used to
meant.
invest almost 2%.
It's the crack pipes built in America.
Oh,
That's what the government's buying.
America crack pipe.
It's the American
example
crack
why it's so
pipes.
important to pass.
He's a man of his
If you
time.
travel 20 miles east of Columbus, Ohio, you'll find 1,000 empty acres of land.
Folks agree with you.
It won't look like much.
You can't unsee it
If you
now.
stop and look closely, you'll see a field of dreams, the ground on which America's future will be built. That's where Intel, the American company that helped build Silicon Valley, is going to build a $20 billion semiconductor megasite, up to 8 state-of-the-art factories in one place, 10,000
Paying
new
for that.
jobs.
Tax, who's
In
paying for
those
this,
factories, the
this
average
fun
job
land
about
that he wants to
$135,
build? We're gonna-
$135,000 a year. Some of the most sophisticated manufacturing in the world to make computer chips the size of a fingertip, the power of the world in everyday lives, from smartphones, technology, the internet, technology that's yet to be invented. But that's just the beginning. Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger.
Lisa,
was
you're
here
right.
tonight. I
My
know where
husband
Pat
works in
is. Pat, there you
construction.
go, Pat.
Nobody ever shows
Stand
up.
up.
There's no work ethic anymore in those fields. So good luck getting your Yale students to build your land.
Pat,
That's why the border's open. Get the Mexicans in here.
Pat came to see me and he told me they're ready to increase their investment from 20 billion to 100 billion. That would be the biggest investment in manufacturing in American history. And all they're waiting for is for you to pass this bill. So let's not wait any longer. Send it to my desk. I'll sign it. And we'll really take off in a big way.
Oh, yeah. It's the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yeah, he's on his phone.
Intel is not alone.
Oh, he's going to get some shit, I guarantee it.
There's something happening in America.
Yeah, y'all smash that like button,
You'll
please.
see an amazing
Thumbs
story.
up.
Yeah,
Give
I
birth
didn't
to
know until
pride that
Tex
comes
told
from
me that
staple
like you
products
could talk
made
back
in America.
afterwards. Like the Republicans
Revitalization of American
do something
manufacturing.
Yeah.
Companies are
So the
choosing to
rebuttals
build
from
new
the
factories here
Iowa governor.
when just a few years ago they would have gone overseas. That's what's happening. Ford is investing $11 billion in electric vehicles, creating 11,000 jobs across the country. GM is making the largest investment in its history, $7 billion to build electric vehicles, creating 4,000 jobs in Michigan. All told, 369,000 new manufacturing jobs were created in America last year alone. Folks,
Why you standing, boy? Put your ass down, boy.
Stay away from him. Run. Run. Don't look in Joe Biden's eyes. Sweet face.
powered by
Get
people
out of
I've
there.
met like
Oh, he's already
JoJo
sitting next to
Burgess,
Dr. Joe
from
Biden.
Yeah, he's-
generations of union steelworkers in Pittsburgh, who's here.
I think
tonight.
Nancy
Where are
needs
you,
to
JoJo?
fart. Look at her face.
There you go. Thanks, buddy.
Because like they're his
As
handlers.
Ohio-
They're both. It's Daryl from the office.
As Ohio
You're
Senator
both
Sherrod Brown says,
assholes, friends, hoping that he doesn't fuck up. That looks like Daryl from the office, like dead ringer.
Sherrod Brown
Does.
says it's time
I
to
love that
bury
show.
the label Rust Belt
Is this all a distraction?
Time
Just
to
curious.
see
An offering for Joe Biden from the Democratic
what
Party.
used to be called Rust Belt become the home of
Here he goes.
significant
Here he goes.
resurgence of manufacturing. And with all the bright spots in our economy, record job growth, higher wages, too many families are struggling to keep up with their bills.
Yeah.
Inflation. is robbing them
No,
of gains they thought
no, one
otherwise
talk of
they
reparation.
would be able to feel. I get
Yeah,
it.
you okay? Your tummy
That's
okay?
why my top priority is getting
Got
prices
heartburn?
under control.
Did you get a little tinkle in your butthole from
Our
pooping?
economy roared back faster than
No,
almost
I
anyone predicted.
was listening. I
The
had a smoke
pandemic
cigarette.
meant
I'm
that
so sorry.
businesses
No,
had
you're
a hard
good.
time hiring enough people because of the
I may have
pandemic.
to too.
Have you ever heard
Production
of
in their
somebody
factories.
so involved in Ukraine
So you didn't have
uplifting
people
all the?
making those
It just hit me.
beams that went into buildings
They
because they were out.
uplifted all
The
this
factory was closed.
Ukraine
Panic also
stuff.
disrupted the global supply
Everyone's
chain.
wearing Ukraine flags.
Factories closed.
All these people now
When
are
that
sitting
happens,
in
it
the room
takes
getting
longer to
rich.
make goods and
As
get them
we
to the
speak.
warehouses, to the stores, and
And
Nobody even knew who Ukraine was 2 weeks
Cars
ago.
last year.
Yeah, his battery
1/3 of all
started
the
to die
inflation is
already.
because
He's
of
only
automobile
32.
sales.
Oh, look at
There
that
weren't enough
face in front.
semiconductors to
Look
make
at that
all the
face. Look
cars
at all
that people
this.
wanted to
Oh my
buy.
God.
Listen
And
to him
guess
though,
what?
like he's starting.
Prices
he's
of
starting
automobiles
to
went
scammer.
way up, especially used vehicles as well.
And look at Camilla and
And
Nancy.
so we have a
Pelosi, you
choice.
know it.
One way to fight inflation is to drive down wages and make Americans poor.
See, look how
I think I have a
uncomfortable
better
Camilla
idea
was.
to fight inflation. Lower your costs, not your wages. Folks, that means make more cars and semiconductors in America, more infrastructure and innovation in America,
It's true.
more goods moving faster and cheaper in America, more jobs where you can earn a good living in America. Instead of relying on foreign supply chains, let's make it in America.
What is next to Nancy?
Is this motherfucker serious right now? We were doing all that. He took it all away.
Congress.
He should bring it back now and say it was his.
What is on Nancy's desk right there?
A fucking tiara or some shit. It's Joe Biden's Adderall.
Oh, now the Democrats want to chant USA?
Economists call this increasing the productive capacity of our economy. I call it building a better America.
Oh,
My plan to fight inflation will lower your costs and lower the deficit. 17 Nobel laureates in economics said my plan will ease long-term inflationary pressures. Top business leaders, and I believe most Americans support the plan. And here's the plan. First,
We don't.
cut the cost of prescription drugs. We pay more for the same drug produced by the same company in America than any other country in the world. Just look at insulin. 1 in 10 Americans has diabetes. In Virginia, I met a 13-year-old boy, the handsome young man standing up there, Joshua Davis.
he just really had to point out how good looking he is.
He
Look,
and his
why
dad
is-
both
You
have
gotta have
type
a
1
bean
diabetes.
appropriate comment every damn
Which
time.
means they need insulin every single day. Insulin costs about $10 a vial to make. That's what
Yes.
it costs
Yes, he's
the
about to.
pharmaceutical company. But drug companies charge families like Joshua and his dad up to 30 times that amount.
Yeah, this is the ultimate, oh shit, Trump was right the whole time speech.
Imagine what it's like to look at your child who needs insulin to stay healthy and have no idea how in God's name you're going to be able to pay for it. What it does to your family, but what
He
it does
made
to
it
your
go
body.
higher. He made
Your
it go
ability to
higher.
Look your child in the eye. To be the parent you expect yourself to be. I really mean to think about that. That's what I think about. You know, yesterday, Joshua's here tonight, but yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday,
This
buddy,
is
by
a
the way.
fucking joke, right? Like it was a joke. He's like, I'm gonna go out there pretend to be Trump, so like the whole State of the Union just fuck everybody
And
up.
200,000 other young
Pretend.
people with type 1 diabetes. Let's cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month. so everyone can afford it. And drug companies will do very, very well. Their profit margin.
There you go, Ant.
While we're at it, I know we have great disagreements on this floor with this. Let's let Medicare negotiate the price of prescription drugs.
It just
They already set the price for
Tom Cotton
Medicaid.
to the left.
My husband.
Look, the American
Murkowski on the
Rescue Plan is
right.
helping millions of families with Affordable Care Act plans to save them $2,400 a year on their health premiums. Let's close the coverage gap and make these savings permanent. And second, let's cut energy costs for families. An average of $500 a year by combating climate
Literally, he
change.
put a
Let's
stop.
provide
He
investment
freed
tax credits to
Trump's
weatherize
rule.
your home.
Look, even Nancy's like, is he fucking done yet?
To be energy efficient.
He's looking for the
and
speech
get
to
a
see what
tax
party's
credit
at.
for it.
Yeah, she's like, is he done yet?
Oh my
Clean
God,
energy
he is.
production in solar, wind, and so much more. Lower the price of electric
Oh,
vehicles.
Oh my God. Go,
That
go
you're
away.
not gonna
Get
have
off
to
my
pay
TV.
at the pump.
TV, get off my
Folks.
TV.
Let's see the horse mouth. Let's see it.
Third,
Show us the horse mouth.
Keep
the
biscuits
third thing we
happy.
can do to change the standard of living for hardworking folks is cut the cost of
Sandy.
child care. Cut the cost of child care.
Guys, we were doing all this before you showed up.
If you live in a major city in America, you pay up to $14,000 a year for child care per child. I was a single dad for 5 years, raising 2 kids. I had a lot of help, though. I had a mom, a dad, a brother, and a sister that really helped. But middle class and working folks shouldn't have to pay more than 7% of their income to care for the young children. My plan is to cut the cost of child care in half for most families.
That's a bold statement.
And
Yeah.
help parents, including millions of women who left the workforce during the pandemic because they couldn't afford child care, to be able to get back to work,
Hear this.
generating economic growth. But my plan doesn't stop there. It also includes home and long-term care, more affordable housing, pre-K for 3 and 4-year-olds.
Okay, right there.
All these will lower costs for families. Under my plan, nobody, let me say this again, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in new taxes. Not a single penny. I may be wrong, but my guess is if we took a secret ballot in this floor, that we'd all agree that the present tax system ain't fair. We have to fix it. I'm not looking to punish anybody, but let's make corporations and wealthy Americans start paying their fair share. Look,
Why do they have to pay more
Last
for
year-
being more successful? I'm a broke
And there's our
bitch.
Native American in office right there.
Oh, there's Pocahontas.
like Chris Coons and Tom
She
Carper.
is. She's so happy.
and
I wonder
my
if John
distinguished
Smith gave her
congresswoman,
that flower that's on her
we
jacket.
come
That was
from
like a
the
cult
land
look.
of corporate
Wasn't it? She was
America.
like,
There are more corporations incorporated in America than every other state in
She
America.
just got her cooter licked.
And I still won 36
Well,
years
he's
in a
using
row.
8 to seem pretty
The point
cool.
is,
Black folk.
even they understand they should pay just a
that's
fair
my
share.
That's because he's been hanging out with Corn Pop.
5 of the Fortune
Right.
500 companies earned $40 billion in profit and paid zero in federal taxes.
This is everything you say.
No,
you
that
want
can't
to
be
do.
accurate.
It's not fair.
That can't be fucking
That's why I
accurate.
proposed a 15% minimum tax rate for corporations. We've got, and that's why in the G7 and other meetings overseas, we're able to put together, I was able to be
Those
somewhat
Illuminati
helpful.
meetings.
130 countries agree on a global minimum tax rate. So companies can't get
A
out of
global
paying their
minimum
taxes at
tax
home
rate.
by shipping jobs and factories overseas.
That's horrifying.
and
Can we,
raise
can we, can
billions
we
of dollars.
fucking process that
That's why I
one?
propose closing
Let's
loopholes for
process
very
that
wealthy
one.
who don't pay, who pay a lower tax rate than a teacher and a firefighter. So that's my plan, but we have to go in more detail later. I'm
Oh,
going to grow. We'll grow the
Fuck.
economy.
I
Lower
got
the
time
cost
now,
of family.
bitch. We're already here.
So what are we waiting for? Let's get this done. We all know we've got to
God
get
damn it.
trying to get
It was
everything to
already
sign that
fucking
fucking bill.
done.
folks.
It's exactly what it
While
means.
you're at it, confirm my nominees for the Federal Reserve, which plays a critical role in fighting inflation. My plan will not only lower costs and give families a fair shot, it will lower the deficit. The previous administration not only ballooned the deficit with those tax cuts for the very wealthy and corporations, it undermined the watchdogs, the job of those to keep pandemic relief funds being wasted. Remember we had those debates about whether or not those watchdogs should be able to see every day how much money was being spent, where was it going to the right place? But in my administration, the watchdogs are back. And we're going to go after the criminals who stole billions of relief money meant for small business and millions of Americans. Tonight, I'm announcing that the Justice Department will soon name a chief prosecutor for pandemic fraud. Look. We all agree. Thank you. By the end of this year, the deficit will be down less than half of what it was before I took office. The only president ever to cut the deficit by more than $1 trillion in a single year. Lowering your cost also meant demanding more competition. I'm a capitalist. But capitalism without competition is not capitalism. Capitalism without competition is exploitation. It drives up profits. And corporations have to compete. Their profits go up and your prices go up when they don't have to compete. Small businesses and family farmers and ranchers, I need not tell some of my Republican friends.
Mitch, you're confused? I'm fucking confused, bro.
We got 4 basic meat packing facilities. That's it. You play with them, you don't get to play at all. And you pay a hell of a lot more. A hell of a lot more because there's only 4. See what's happening with ocean carriers, moving goods in and out of America.
The Adderall's wearing off. We got to pull him.
Of half a dozen or less foreign-owned companies raised prices by as much as 1,000% and made record profits. Tonight, I'm announcing a crackdown on those companies overcharging American businesses and
It's the
consumers.
same facial expression, same
Folks,
facial expression.
and as Wall Street firms take over more nursing homes, quality in those homes has gone down and costs have gone up. That ends on my watch. Medicare is going to set higher standards for nursing homes and make sure loved ones get the care they deserve and that they inspect and they will look at closely. We're also going to cut costs to keep the economy going strong and giving workers a fair shot, provide more training and apprenticeships, hire them based on skills, not just their degrees. Let's pass the Paycheck Fairness Act and pay leave.
And now you're
Raise
talking
the
about
minimum
like
wage
it's not
to
about the
$15
degree,
an hour.
it's about like what you're worth.
And extend the child tax credit
Cycling
so
Trump
no one has to raise a family in poverty. Let's increase Pell Grants, increase our historic support for HBCUs.
She don't
And
fucking
invest
You just pulled funding from them.
Our
What
first
the
lady who teaches
fuck?
full-time calls America's best kept secret, community colleges.
going. Take it a minute. Take it a minute, team. Take
Let's
it a minute.
pass the PRO Act. When a majority of workers want to form a union, they shouldn't be able to be stopped. When we invest in our workers and we build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out together, we can do something we haven't done in a long time. Build a better America. For more than 2 years, COVID has impacted every decision in our lives and the life of this nation. And I know you're tired, frustrated,
coordinated
and
effort.
exhausted.
They're
That
Democrats.
doesn't even count the close to 1 million people who sit at a dining room table or a kitchen table and look at an empty chair because they lost somebody. But I also know this, because of the progress we've made, because of your resilience and the tools that we have been provided by this Congress, tonight I can say we're moving forward safely back to more normal routines. We've reached a new moment in the fight against COVID-19, where severe cases are down to a level not seen since July of last year. Just a few days ago, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued a new mask guidelines. Under the new guidelines, most Americans and most of the country can now go mask-free. And based on projections, more of the country will reach a point across the next couple of weeks. And thanks to the progress we've made in the past year, COVID-19 no longer need control our lives. I know some are talking about living with COVID-19, but tonight I say that we never will just accept living with COVID-19. We'll continue to combat the virus as we do other diseases. And because this virus mutates and spreads, we have to stay on guard. And here are 4 common sense steps as we move forward safely, in my view. First, stay protected with vaccines and treatments. We know how incredibly effective vaccines are. If you're vaccinated and boosted, you have the highest degree of protection. We'll never give up on vaccinating more Americans. Now, I know parents with kids under 5 are eager to see their vaccines authorized for their children. Scientists are working hard to get that done. We'll be ready with plenty of vaccines if and when they do. We're all ready. We are also ready with antiviral treatments. If you get COVID-19, the Pfizer pill reduces your chances of ending up in the hospital by 90%.
Throughout the night, so we'll continue to watch as the returns come in on
the has. Pfizer is working overtime to get us 1 million pills this month and more than double that next month. And now we're launching the Test to Treat initiative. So people can get tested at a pharmacy, and if they prove positive, receive the antiviral pills on the spot at no cost. Folks, if you're immunocompromised or have some other vulnerability, we have treatments and free high-quality masks. We're leaving no one behind or ignoring anyone's needs as we move forward. On testing, we've made hundreds of millions of tests available, and you can order them for free to your doorstep. And we've already ordered free tests. If you already ordered free tests tonight, I'm announcing you can order another group of tests. Go to covidtest.gov starting next week, and you can get more tests. Second, we must prepare for new variants. Over the past, we've gotten much better at detecting new variants. If necessary, we'll be able to develop new vaccines within 100 days instead of maybe months or years. And if Congress provides the funds we need, we'll have new stockpiles of tests, masks, pills ready if needed. I can't promise a new variant won't come, but I can promise you we'll do everything within our power to be ready if it does. Third, we can end the shutdown of schools and businesses. We have the tools we need. It's time for America to get back to work and fill our great downtowns again with people. People working from home can feel safe and begin to return to their offices. We're doing that here in the federal government. The vast majority of federal workers will once again work in person. Our schools are open. Let's keep it that way. Our kids need to be in school.
Did he really just offer more free COVID tests? Are you fucking serious?
Because there's millions of them just sitting there because they didn't fucking use them.
And all the ones from the train robberies.
75% of adult Americans.
And they said there's millions in a warehouse.
Those are all your free ones. They're all the train robbery ones that are sitting in the
Most
fucking
Americans
dirt.
can remove their masks and stay in the classroom and move forward safely. We achieved this because we provided free vaccines, treatments, tests, and masks. Of course, continuing this costs money. So I'll not surprise you. I'll be back to see you all. And I'm going to soon send a request to Congress. The vast majority of Americans have used these tools and may want again. We may need them again. So I expect Congress, and I hope you'll pass that quickly. Fourth, we'll continue vaccinating the world. We've sent 475 million vaccine doses to 112 countries, more than any nation on earth. We won't stop. Because you can't build a wall high enough to keep out a vaccine. The vaccine can stop the spread of these diseases. You know, we've lost so much in COVID-19. Time with one another. The worst of all, the loss of life. Let's use this moment to reset. So stop looking at COVID as a partisan dividing line. see it for what it is, a god-awful disease. Let's stop seeing each other as enemies and start seeing each other for who we are, fellow Americans. Look.
You call it the pandemic of the fucking unvaccinated, you piece of shit.
Didn't he call Texans a bunch of Neanderthals?
Unity. Fucking unity.
We can't change how divided we've been. It was a long time in coming. But we can change how to move forward on COVID-19 and other issues that we must face together. I recently visited New York City Police Department days after the funerals of Officer Wilbur Mora and his partner, Officer Jason Rivera. They were responding to a 9/11 call when a man shot and killed them with a stolen gun. Officer Mora was 27 years old. Officer Rivera was 22 years old. Both Dominican Americans who grew up in the same streets that they later chose to patrol as police officers. I spoke with their families, and I told them that we were forever in debt for their sacrifices and will carry on their mission to restore the trust and safety of every community deserves. Like some of you that have been around for a while, I've worked with you on these issues for a long time. I know what works.
You did.
Investigating crime prevention and community policing, cops who walk the beat, who know the neighborhood, and who can restore trust and safety. Let's not abandon our streets or choose between safety and equal justice. Let's come together and protect our communities, restore trust, and hold law enforcement accountable. That's why the Justice Department has required body cameras, banned chokeholds, and restricted no-knock warrants for its officers. That's why the American Rescue Plan that you all provided $350 billion that cities, states, and counties can use to hire more police, invest in more proven strategies. Proven strategies like community violence interruption, trusted messenger, breaking the cycle of violence and trauma, and giving young people some hope. We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police, it's to fund the police. Fund them. Fund them.
Did I go through a portal? Did something happen?
That's because all the people that now obey what the government says are the only police officers remaining.
Protect our communities. I ask Democrats and Republicans alike.
They've cleared out all of the police officers
We'll
that
do
are no
everything in my
longer.
power to crack down on gun trafficking.
So that's
Those
why you're
guns
seeing
that you can buy online.
brutality
Assemble at
against
home.
people from the police.
No serial
That's
numbers.
not them. That's not
Can't
our
be
guys.
traced. I ask Congress to pass proven measures to reduce gun violence. Pass universal background checks. Why should anyone on the terrorist list be able to purchase a weapon? Why?
You can't!
And folks,
They can't. What do you, ooh, they can't, bitch.
man assault
You
weapons
work
with
in
high-capacity
government.
magazines hold up 100 rounds. You think the deer are wearing Kevlar vests? Look, repeal the liability shield. It makes
Are we not seeing what's happening in Ukraine? Why do we need 100-round drums?
The only one.
Look at Ukraine.
But they're
Imagine
cheering
had
them
we
getting
done that
automatic.
with the
All
tobacco
weapons that we're not allowed to
manufacturers.
have, they're fucking cheering them out
These
over.
laws don't infringe on the Second Amendment. They save lives. The
Look
most
at her, yeah.
fundamental right in America is the
her.
right to vote.
What is her
and
name?
have it counted.
Bobart.
And look,
Bobart.
it's under assault.
Yeah, love her.
In state after
good.
state, new laws have been passed. Not only to suppress the vote, we've been there before, but to subvert the entire election. We can't let this happen. Tonight, I call on the Senate to pass the Freedom to Vote Act, pass the John Lewis Act, Voting Rights Act. And while you're at it, pass the Disclose Act so Americans know who's funding our elections. Look, tonight, I like to honor someone who dedicated his life to serve this country. Justice Breyer, an Army veteran, constitutional scholar, retiring Justice of the United States Supreme Court. Justice Breyer, thank you for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean it. Get up, stand up and see. Thank you.
Why is he trying to get like the justices to like stand up and react though, Tex, if
We
they're
all
not
know.
supposed to, right?
No matter what your ideology, we all know one of the most serious constitutional
Sorry, what?
responsibility a president has
Tex is like,
is
I don't
nominating someone to serve.
Man, I'm trying to keep up with the Texas elections right now and everything else. Sorry.
no, I got you.
As I did 4
So,
days
like,
ago,
the Supreme Court
I've
justice
nominated the
trying
Circuit
to,
Court of
like,
Appeals,
stand up and like engage with him. He's not
Ketanji
supposed to do
Brown
that.
Jackson,
They're not supposed to, no.
one of our nation's top legal minds.
Did somebody do it?
Yeah, he had
will continue
one
to Justice Breyer's
for all your service. And,
legacy of
Yeah, if you notice, they're all supposed to sit there like that.
well, he's
They're all
still
not
got-
there. Where are the rest of them?
I don't know.
Sotomayor's not there?
Defender, from a family of
Um,
public school educators and police officers.
And
She's
the other
in
one that
census
Trump
building.
did isn't there.
Since she's
I'll
been
get down
nominated,
on
she's
that with
received
you,
a broad
I'll
range
get
of
down with
support,
that.
including the Fraternal Order of Police and former judges afforded by Democrats and Republicans. Folks, if we're to advance liberty and justice, we need to secure our border and fix the immigration system.
The balls. The fucking balls. There you go, Ted. Stand up.
No, Amy's there. She was right behind Chief Justice Roberts.
Yeah, Amy's there.
Sotomayor
Yes,
and the
I
other
think
one
we can do both.
that Trump did.
At
the
our
first one.
border, we've installed new technology like cutting-edge scanners to better detect drug smuggling. We've set up joint patrols in Mexico and Guatemala to catch more human traffickers. We're putting in place dedicated immigration judges in a significant larger number so families fleeing persecution and violence can have their cases
Or we
heard
could close
faster
the
and
border.
those who don't legitimately here can be sent back.
Be racist.
We're screening, we're securing commitments and supporting partners in South and Central America to host more refugees and secure their own borders. We can do all this while keeping lit the torch of liberty that has led to generations of
Like
immigrants
it,
to this
don't
land.
it?
My forebears and many of yours. Provide a pathway to citizenship for dreamers,
Real fast dog.
those with temporary
How many times y'all gonna say
farm workers,
this?
essential workers.
Why didn't you do it when Obama was president?
So businesses have workers they need, and families don't wait decades to reunite. It's not only the right thing to do, it's economically smart thing to do. That's why the immigration reform is supported by everyone from labor unions to religious leaders to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Let's get it done once and for all. Folks, advancing liberty and justice also requires protecting the rights of women. The constitutional right affirmed by Roe v. Wade, standing precedent for half a century, is under attack as never before. If you want to go forward, not backwards, we must protect access to health care, preserve a woman's right to choose, and continue to advance maternal health care for all Americans.
They really made stickers that said "I stand with Ukraine." There she is.
Yeah, Amy, you.
For our
There's Amy.
LGBTQ plus Americans, let's finally get the bipartisan Equality Act to my desk. The onslaught of state laws targeting
Aunt, where are you?
transgender Americans and their families. It's simply wrong.
It's you, Aunt.
I said last year, especially to our younger transgender Americans, I'll always have your back as your president, so you
I
can
bet
be
you will,
yourself
buddy.
and reach your God-given potential.
He's got your back, all right, Aunt.
Just the young, no. Just the young ones. He said it.
It's not a priority.
As
There's
I-
nothing going on with gay people right now.
Just demonstrated
Besides the
how
trans
often
people.
appears we do not agree, and that we do agree on a lot more things than we acknowledge. I signed 80 bipartisan bills into law last year,
That one's still there.
from preventing government shutdowns, protecting Asian Americans from still too common hate crimes, to reforming military justice, and will soon be strengthening the Violence Against Women Act that I first wrote 3 decades ago. It's important. It's important for us to show the nation we can come together and do big things. So tonight I'm offering a unity agenda for the nation. 4 big things we can do together, in my view. First, beat the opioid epidemic. There's so much we can do.
Like, close the
Increase
fucking
funding for
border.
prevention. treatment.
That was a Trump
harm
policy.
reduction and recovery.
It
Get rid
was.
of outdated
It was.
rules and
All of
stop
this is
doctors
Damn, they
from
put AOC way the fuck up there. No
stop
wonder
doctors
she's
from
pissed.
prescribing
Look
Look at her. She's like, I gotta sit way up here with these
Stop the flow of
peons.
illicit drugs by
didn't want
working
her-
with
she
state
can't
and local
see
law
it.
enforcement.
Oh, man,
to go
she's
after the
pissed.
traffickers. And if you're suffering from addiction, you know you're not alone. I believe in recovery, and I celebrate the 23 million Americans in recovery.
Dude, he's
Second,
so trying to get us a
let's
super
take
lady.
on mental health,
He is really
especially
trying-
among our children whose lives and education have been
Is
turned
that the
upside
fucking
down.
map from the Brady Bunch?
American Rescue Plan gave schools money to hire teachers
Is
to
that
help
Carol
students make
fucking
up for
Brady?
lost learning.
Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him.
Have the money. We can all play a part. Sign up to be a tutor or a mentor. Children were also struggling before the pandemic. Bullying, violence, trauma, and the harms of social media.
Really an intervention for
As
Nancy.
Francis
I haven't told her yet.
Howland, who is here tonight with us, has
Really
shown,
trying to get those
we
numbers
must
up.
hold social media platforms accountable for the national experiment they're conducting on our children for profit. Folks,
How's Nancy's real black?
thank you.
going?
Thank you for the courage you showed. It's time to strengthen privacy protections. Ban targeted advertising to children. Demand tech companies stop collecting personal data on our children. And let's get all Americans the mental health services they need. More people can turn for help and full parity between physical and mental health care if we treat it that way in our insurance. Look, the third piece of that agenda is support our veterans. Veterans are the backbone
Oh, that's
and the
it.
spine.
Neil
of
Gorsuch.
this
Thank you,
country.
Chastity.
They're the best of us. I've always believed that we have a sacred obligation to equip those we send to war and care for those in their family when they come home. My
If you catch
administration
up,
is
come
providing
home.
assistance in job training, housing, and now helping lower-income veterans get VA care debt-free. And our troops in Iraq have faced in Afghanistan have faced many dangers. One being stationed at bases breathing in toxic smoke from burn pits.
Why does Nancy look so happy about this? What's she doing?
I've been in and out of
Why did
Iraq and
she end up
Afghanistan
doing
over
that?
40 times.
What
These
the fuck
burn
was
pits
that?
incinerate waste, the waste of war,
Don't know.
She
medical,
went like this. She was
and
like,
hazards, material, jet fuel, and so much more.
look how happy
And they
she
come
looks.
home.
She.
Many of the world's fittest and
But
best
don't,
trained
don't,
warriors in the world.
don't.
What does it say?
Never the same.
Don't.
Headaches, numbness,
Yeah, no,
dizziness,
Jax can't cope.
a cancer that
I
would
can't
put them
send it to
in a
me.
flag draped coffin. I know.
Okay.
One of those soldiers was my son, Major Bo Biden. I don't know for sure if the burn pit that he lived near, that his hooch was near in Iraq and earlier than that in Kosovo, is the cause of his brain cancer, the disease of so many other troops. But I am committed to find out everything we can, committed to military families like Danielle Robinson from Ohio, the widow of Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson. He was born a soldier, Army National Guard, combat medic in Kosovo and Iraq, stationed near Baghdad, just yards from burn pits the size of football fields. Danielle is here with us tonight. They love going to Ohio State football games. And they love building Legos with their daughter. But cancer from prolonged exposure to burn pits ravaged Heath's lungs and body. Danielle says Heath was a fighter to the very end. He didn't know how to stop fighting, and neither did she. Through her pain, she found purpose to demand that we do better. Tonight, Danielle, we are going to do better. The VA The VA is pioneering new ways of linking toxic exposure to disease, already helping more veterans get benefits. And tonight, I'm announcing we're expanding eligibility to veterans suffering from 9 respiratory cancers. I'm also calling on Congress to pass a law to make sure veterans devastated by toxic exposure in Iraq and Afghanistan finally get the benefits of the comprehensive health care they deserve. And fourth and last, let's end cancer as we know it. This is personal.
And let's all like poop magic and butterflies. Can't even end COVID. Gonna cure cancer.
This is personal to me and to Jill and to Kamala and so many of you. So many of you have lost someone you love. Husband, wife,
Mike is
son,
proud.
daughter, mom,
And
dad.
so,
Cancer is the number 2 cause of death in America, second only to heart disease. Last month, I announced the plan to supercharge the cancer moonshot that President Obama asked me to lead 6 years ago.
talk about what's important to
Our
Texas.
goal is to cut
Matt,
cancer
we
death
always
rates
appreciate
by
having
at
you
least
with
50% over the next 25 years. I think we can do better than that. Turn cancers from death sentences into treatable diseases.
Texas election shit.
More support for patients and their families. To
He's
get
not.
there, I call on Congress to fund what I called ARPA-H, Advanced Research Projects Agency for Health, patterned after DARPA in the Defense Department. Projects that led in DARPA to the internet, GPS, and so much more to make our forces more safer and be able to wage war more with more clarity. ARPA will have a singular purpose: to drive breakthroughs in cancer, Alzheimer's and diabetes, and more. A unity agenda for the nation. We can do these things. It's within our power, and I don't see a partisan edge to any one of those 4 things. My fellow Americans, tonight, we've gathered in this sacred space, a citadel of democracy, in this Capitol. Generation after generation of Americans have debated great questions amid great strife and have done great things. We fought for freedom, expanded liberty, debated totalitarianism and terror. We built the strongest, freest, and most prosperous nation the world has ever known. Now is the hour,
Fuck him.
our moment of responsibility,
Fuck all of him.
test the resolve and conscience of history itself. It is in this moment that our character of this generation is formed. Our purpose is found. Our future is forged. Well, I know this nation.
Oh,
We'll meet the test, protect freedom and liberty, expand fairness and opportunity, and we will save democracy. As hard as those times have been, I'm more optimistic about America today than I've been my whole life, because I see the future that's within our grasp, because I know there's simply nothing beyond our capacity. We're the only nation on earth that has always turned every crisis we faced
I would
into
like
an
all that are
opportunity.
more
The
worldly.
only nation that can be defined by a
I
single
want
word,
the rebuttal. I want
possibilities.
the fucking
So
rebuttal.
on this night, on our 245th year as a nation, I've come to report on the state of the nation, the state of the union. And my report is this: the state of the union is strong because you, the American people, are strong.
Are you sure it's not because we the people are the government?
We are stronger today than we were a year ago.
That's false.
And we'll be stronger a year from now than we are today. This is our moment to meet and overcome the challenges of our time. And we will.
Shut up! Stop yelling!
One America, the United States of America. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you. Go get him.
Go get who? Who are we getting?
Oh no! Make it stop!
Why are they touching him like he's some magical fucking oracle? He's got to go poop. That pudding cup is right there off stage. Right there. Go get your pudding, babe. Go get your fucking pudding.
Klobuchar, what a fucking cunt. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me suck on your dick a little bit.
Weird, because when Trump said all of it, you guys call them racist.
All right, so let's get rid of the screen. Let's do a
Well,
couple.
no, it's not done.
What do you mean?
It's not done.
Yeah, it is. Now it's just a bunch of hoopla.
I thought that there was like rebuttals though
Yeah, there will. I'll pull it up whenever it comes to
when
it.
it
We're still
comes
live.
back on. Yeah, thoughts, opinions.
I mean, this is all the promises that. Well, first of all, he stated everything that the previous administration said that they were going to do. Then he bounced back to almost what he was going to do this whole year and didn't do. And so now we're kind of like back to square one.
Yeah. I thought I'd have more witty things to say after this, but I'm just like
I'm just kind of speechless at this right. I will give one thing though. That was I thought that he spoke pretty well today.
yeah, no, I'll give him that. They dosed him good.
Yeah, no stuttering.
However, it was only an hour.
He took enough Adderall this time.
I mean,
I agree.
Hey,
with
props
you,
to his
like,
doctor.
we
Props
need
to his
some-
doctor for correcting the correct doses of Adderall, so he spoke clearly.
and I think that he's trying to get his poll numbers up.
Well, of course, that's what he has to do.
So this is all.
I don't know how anybody didn't see like complete and utter bullshit with that. And what's really funny is that like tomorrow the left is going to be all America and freedom and all in their feels when like this is the shit that we've been trying to say to you forever. But now that his fucking poll numbers are low, he has to go say it.
Yeah, random username. It was definitely gaslighting of that. And DeSantis 2024. Yeah.
Tax, you doing okay over there?
No, I'm pissed.
Do you want to share with the group what's upsetting?
I don't understand conservatives anymore. I just don't at all. Like, I'm so fucking confused. It's ridiculous right now. We sit there and we bark about the fucking Constitution. We have a fucking governor out here in Texas that fucking just railroads on the Constitution on a continual basis. And what do? We reelect the motherfucker. 70%. 70 fucking percent. How do you even do it? A guy named Rick Perry that's legitimately a fake fucking candidate.
Can you pull that chart up that you're looking at? And
Yeah,
just to fucking confuse people.
Can we share with the group?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
I got a cherry stuck in my city teeth.
Like, this is ridiculous. Rick Perry is not a real person. Like, he's real, but his name just happens to be our former governor.
Where's
That
Chad at?
sucked too.
Where's Chad?
He's up here. He came in fourth. But look, I mean, this is despicable. And then you got our Dan Patrick, so Aaron Sorrells, 4%. 78% this motherfucker wins by. And then you have our Attorney General, Ken Paxton. He's expected, he's going to win it. I mean, I'm fine with that one a little bit. But, like, do we care? Sid Miller. Of course Sid Miller won. I don't get it. I don't get why people sit there and bark about the fucking Constitution. And we legitimately have Texans love Abbott because they're old Texans, if that makes sense. No, it doesn't make any sense at all. And it's not to get mad at you. I'm just pissed in general because at the end of the day, it's like, do we believe anything on our side? Like, for real, do we ever stand for our convictions?
No, we don't, because if Trump tells us that they're no longer our convictions, then they're no longer our convictions. If this group says that this is the way that we're thinking, then this is the way that we're thinking. Like, we live in this society that is just full of perpetuating fucking groupthink over and over and over and over again. And as long as you're going with whatever narrative, everybody's like, oh, don't go with the narrative. I don't, but you're going with the narrative too.
So we sit here and we trash governors like your governor, Kat, and all these other Democrat governors for violating the fucking Constitution. And what does Abbott do? He does the same fucking thing, but because he has a goddamn R next to his name, all of a sudden we don't give a shit about our own convictions. We only give a shit whenever it's a fucking Democrat. That's it. Because if it's on our side and they violate the Constitution, re-elect the motherfucker. That's what we do.
It's cool, Tox, because all
When's
they
it
got
gonna
to do
stop?
you just got to make a TikTok video about it. You just got to pretend
Oh,
to
yeah,
get
that's right. Because that really fucking changes shit, doesn't it? I mean, I just don't get it. I just, like, I'm so fucking frustrated right now because it's like, here we are. We sit here, we bark about Constitution, about freedom, about every fucking thing else. And this motherfucker endured. He did everything that a Democrat did. And, oh, he's a Republican. Therefore, we're going to just fucking take it back. When do we stand on something for a change?
But like
We hate this. We hate the establishment, or so we say. So we re-elect the most establishment motherfuckers in the state of Texas.
And like, I get like, you know, I've always said that too. Like, it'll take something so big for it to change. But like, COVID happened. That was the biggest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. People just gave up. They gave up. We stayed in our houses. We put fucking masks on our face. And okay, fuck me harder, government. Like, big things have happened and nobody cares. No, like we pretend to care. We react out of emotion, but we don't ever do anything about it. We just bitch and bitch and bitch like a beaten fucking housewife at home with her piece of shit husband that isn't ever gonna leave.
I don't get it. I used to jump on that same train that Democrats were the fucking snow or sheet or whatever the fuck we call them, snowflakes.
No, they might be, but they're loyal as fuck.
Well, yeah, they are.
And
I mean, at least they vote with their convictions. We sit there and we bark about it, and then we don't do fucking shit about it. And it's not even that Chad didn't win. If somebody else won, I would have been fine. I was really more of an
but it's just the fact
Abbott
that Abbott took it again is mind-bending to me.
Do what?
The fact that Abbott got it, though, is...
At that large margin, yes, me too.
Yeah.
And the fact that we sit here, and this is how stupid we are as voters. That Rick Perry guy is legitimately there just to take votes away.
He's not even a real person.
He never showed... He's a real person, but he's not a candidate. Like, they only selected him they convinced him to run on the ticket to confuse voters because he was our previous governor. And he just happens to have the same name. Like, that's how stupid we are as voters. 30-something thousand people voted for that motherfucker. They should all be shot.
Whoa, Tox.
No, that's wasted votes. That's just such a waste of everything. You're a waste of breath if you voted somebody based on a fucking name. And that's legit. He never showed up to anything. The guy was not a serious candidate. He was bought to get on the ticket for this reason, and 30,000 motherfuckers fell for it. That's how stupid we are as conservatives.
We don't have an option, right? Like, silver lining. I'm trying to pull a silver lining. I'm trying so fucking hard to think of something like...
No, I mean, he's right.
I don't have anything anymore. I'm tired.
I don't get it anymore. This is why people give up, because it's like, what's the point? I mean, I've already seen it. Like, I think Texan OO said he's not going to vote anymore. Like, and it's not against Texan, but it's like, this is why
they're feeling that way. We can't blame people for saying like my vote doesn't count and I just don't fucking care anymore, because they're sitting there and they're watching what they see is like this silent majority that's saying exactly opposite of what polls are saying and what everything is saying.
Well, but this particular election is legitimately in our favor. If we truly put our money where our mouth is, Abbott should not have gotten 707,000 fucking votes, because at the end of the day, we truly put our money where our mouth is. Hello, constitutional rights. Hello, freedom. Hello, tyranny. Hello, establishment. He checks all those fucking boxes. There should have been no way that if we truly believe all of that shit, which we clearly don't, you can't tell me that the election was rigged that much. I mean, and the fact that like Rick Perry, now he's up to 32,000 votes, this Rick Perry motherfucker. It's like, goddamn. He didn't show up to us. Abbott didn't even show up to a debate. He didn't take none of this serious because he knew we had it in the bag, because he knows that us fucking conservatives are stupid asses. Sorry.
No.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
I just have like absolutely nothing.
and I you
Sorry,
know, this is just a sign of, I feel like, what voting is going to look like in the rest of the country, for anybody that wants to make a change. It seems like, I don't know if it's just a Texas. I don't know if it was just a Texas thing. I mean, we've saw things overturn in Virginia. We saw things almost overturn in New Jersey. But that was also fueled by anger. And I just don't think enough Texans really understood the severity of their current governor.
Well, just don't sit there and preach about fucking Constitution then, conservatives. If you're not going to stand by the Constitution and what it's designed for, I'm sorry, but where in the fuck is the Constitution? Does it say anything about a virus suspending our constitutional rights? It never did. So I'm tired of everybody giving Greg Abbott this fucking excuse. Oh, well, COVID. Fuck, where does it say it in either Constitution, the Texas Constitution or the United States Constitution, that, oh, if you get a fucking pandemic, all your rights are suspended? I'd like for some of these constitutional conservatives to point that shit out.
It's not there.
And tell me where it's at, because if we truly believe in that, Abbott should have gotten 0 fucking votes on the conservative side of things. 0. He destroyed well over 10,000 fucking businesses here in the state of Texas. So let's reelect the dumbass.
Not only that, but he's just letting people pour into that fucking state and no, I'm not saying that all of them have fentanyl and that all of them are whatever, but we're not getting the best of the fucking best either.
No,
we're not.
We ain't getting shit, and he's just going to sit there and let it come open. But he wants to complain about 15 Russians coming over and 15 Chinese people. But like, I'm more disappointed in us conservatives, because we can't sit there and say that all between 600,000 spread difference between Greg Abbott and Alan West, the second place person, that it was rigged that much. Like, I'm not buying that. So that means that us conservatives voted for a tyrant. Us conservatives voted for somebody that doesn't give a fuck about our constitutional rights and will step on them time and time again. We're talking about a guy that continues to show that he is not anywhere near a conservative, but let's reelect him with a 600,000 vote margin. Like, it can't, I'm not exactly seeing that this is a
I'm sorry, I haven't seen Michael in so long. I love him. I feel like I haven't seen any TikTokers.
But Tex, like you did, like people are saying this in the comment section, you poured yourself into this. Like, I'm scared for ours too. When you really do, when you give up a part of you, and you've done that, you've given up a part of you to push this, and because you care about it. And it's not just because it's the guy that you want. It's because you genuinely love your fucking state.
I do, and we're going to sit here and we're going to let it dwindle. Yeah, Greg Abbott will probably fucking destroy Beto, so I'm not worried about it. But it's like, okay, great. Now we got the same motherfucker that we've diminished in education here in the state of Texas. We've increased our budget, which is not very conservative to me. He does nothing at the border. He violated 16 of our constitutional rights between the U.S. Constitution and Texas Constitution in 2020 alone, destroyed tens of thousands of lives, and we reward the motherfucker by voting for him. That's what we did. We reward dumbasses, and then we're going to turn around and go, I hate the establishment. No, you don't. You vote for the same dumbasses.
You got a bunch of
Yeah.
fucking conservatives on this app throwing up some Katniss shit and some like against the establishment while voting for it. Just because it's got an R next to its name, it doesn't mean that they stand for everything that you stand for. Like, you have to go and read everything about them, stalk them. We vet our Tinder dates more than our elected fucking officials who run your goddamn country. It's sick. You'll run a Tinder date through every form of background search. You got creators on this app that dox each other for fucking fun on both sides, but can't look into who the fuck they're voting for.
No, every time Abbott was committed to something and he found out later after committing to things here in the state of Texas and one of his opponents was coming, Greg Abbott would cancel that event and not show up. He didn't do one debate. He didn't show up to one rally with his opponents. And instead is what he did is he went to fucking California and he fundraised in California. He got with Simi Valley with Facebook and gets Chad Prather banned from Facebook and Instagram Live 8 days prior to the primary, to where Chad had to sue and win to get back onto the platform. It's like, you know, and then we sit there, oh, we hate big tech. Oh, we hate big donors. Oh, we hate this. And then we just reward these dumbasses by continuing to reelect them. It's like, when are we going to stop the pattern? When does it stop? What's the definition of insanity again?
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different.
Expecting our constitutional rights violated yet again, conservatives.
So
I don't think anybody's okay. Like,
What?
in a hole. Like, because everyone's like, are you guys, like, is Ann okay? Is this person okay? And I don't think that, like, really anybody is. Like, the State of the Union was a head fuck, and then finding out that, like, Abbott took Texas again during the fucking State of the Union. And, like, where the fuck is the Freedom Convoy? And
Yeah, where the hell's that? Apparently
yeah, I
it's
thought
not
I was
making it.
supposed to show up there today.
probably marching with Ukrainian fucking flags somewhere.
Yeah, we really didn't make a statement like Canada did we?
No,
We're so
because
fucking.
Americans are lazy. They are fucking lazy, and they are entitled, and they all have American fucking privilege. Every single one of us.
Well, what I think we should do tonight is readjust and maybe do a morning Instagram broadcast.
Yeah, we can do breakfast.
I'm only being nice so we don't get us kicked off of TikTok or off of this fucking platform here.
That's true.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining in with us.
Sorry to go off.
No, stop saying that you're
No,
sorry.
you have nothing to apologize for.
Human reactions from people. This is normal.
I
human
had known you gotten that update because I saw your face change. So I was just I knew I got the update. So I was just, you have nothing to be pissed off about at all.
a lot into that, Tex. A lot into that. That was your whole fucking life. It's a hard hit, babes. It is.
But
All right.
just be
So who do we have Thursday?
Thursday, we are going to talk about false idols and counterfeit gods with Pribs.
Nice. Can't wait.
So, like,
I'm
stop
excited,
idolizing, like, your TikTok creators, your elected officials, your the rest of it. We have Pribs on Thursday, and then going into the Tuesday, we have Blue Collar Ben on Freedom Fam.
And what about on Friday for Cat's Corner?
Friday for Cat's Corner, we have Spiritual Warfare, and that is Friday at 11:30 Central a.m.
All right. And we'll be on Instagram Live tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have breakfast. I'm down for breakfast tomorrow.
Me too.
All right. Love you guys.
Instagram. We love you guys.